Welcome back to the Tame Mayhem podcast. I'm George.
I'm Mauro.
Dude, let me know if you can hear this.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hold on, wait.
Those are my toes, baby.
Let's see if you can hear this.
Oh, you pop them with your fingers? Come on, get out of here.
Oh yeah, I don't have monkey grips anymore.
Let me try. Oh, I'm getting pops.
Oh yeah. So am I.
Hang on. Oh,
I'm getting pops, but I don't know if you can hear them.
I can hear some of them. Now, whether or not you guys can hear them is another thing.
Yeah, let us know. The Tame Mayhem podcast. This is just ASMR.
The thing is, I can pop my big toes over and over.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like got broke when I was age 2 or something, and I'm gonna become like a big toe superhero or something. I'm gonna have an origin story where it's like his toe was broken at age 2.
The big toe.
How do you break your toe at age 2, by the way?
I mean, I don't fucking know. You said it. It would make more sense when you can break your toe whenever you can actually walk.
Maybe like my parents dropped me, but instead of dropping me on my head, they dropped me on my feet.
You're right there on your feet. Wouldn't that shatter your legs though?
Well, if they got it just right, maybe you could just get the big toe. It's either your big toe or your whole legs. I was lucky, I guess, in this scenario.
I'll take the fucking big toe. I don't want to break my legs before I have any, you know?
And honestly, breaking your big toe, I think, is better than losing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because if you lose your big toe, your balance is completely off. You've seen that, right? Yeah, you're fucked. You can't balance on one foot anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just obsessed with popping my freaking knuckles, though. It's honestly a problem. I feel like it's gonna be a problem with me later in life. Like I'm gonna be so addicted to it, and I'm also gonna have arthritis. So it's like pick one. You can either have arthritis or pop your knuckles all the time, but you can't do both.
Right, but I mean. There was a scientist, because at the time whenever this whole started, they were like, oh, don't pop your fingers because that's really bad for your hands, blah blah blah. And so he was like, bet. And he's been doing it for 60 years. He's only been popping his fingers on his right hand and leaving his left hand.
That's extremely anecdotal, though. That's one person.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, well, why can they say that it causes arthritis when it really doesn't,
That's true. I mean, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it has been proven. Like, yeah, popping your knuckles has nothing to do with that. But it might, bro. It might for some people. I'm just paranoid, bro. You're messing with your bones and you think that's not going to have an impact later. It has to.
Maybe.
Messing with your bones. I don't know. You're the bio major here.
No, I mean, so far there's no conclusive evidence to say that it causes arthritis, so fucking pop away. Yeah.
See, but the thing is, just because there's no conclusive evidence doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. It might be a case-to-case basis kind of thing. So...
I don't know. Do you think Mexicans are at higher risk for arthritis when you pop your knuckles every 2 seconds?
I don't know, man, because every fucking Mexican dude that I've met can do the same shit we do.
Dude, I can pop my hands like 3 or 4 different ways.
No, me too.
You can twist them, you can pull them, you can press them,
and you can do the old classic.
Yeah, and this one
right there. I don't know about you, but I can also like pop my wrists and shit and go.
I don't know. See, I can do it like this. You see this bone sticking out?
Yeah.
Like when I was in elementary school, I got teased for like being a bony boy because this was way more prominent.
Right.
Like it honestly was a problem for me. I would look at it and be like, what's wrong with my hand?
No, I mean, I'm looking at mine. I'm looking at yours. Like,
yo, the other day, actually, I did this and like basically I just like pressed my hand against like the bone sticking out of my wrist and it popped so hard.
Oh, shit.
It popped. It's the first time in my whole life I've had my wrist pop. Like by me pressing on it, but honestly it felt so good because my arm was hurting anyway, so by the time I did it I heard 3 pops and I'm like, yo, this is like pop on my back right now. I was lit though. It felt so amazing.
Yeah, it just popped everything right back into place.
Yeah,
but could you imagine if it had the exact fucking like opposite effect of that? Like you just literally just shattered it.
That would be... Imagine having to explain that to a doctor, Just like, I mean, it was sticking out, so I just thought I'd put it back in.
Yeah, no shit, it was sticking out. That's how your bones are. The fuck? You literally...
Dude, but your wrist bone doesn't pop out that much. You see?
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking at mine. I'm looking at yours.
It's like a freaking globe. It's like the Mount Everest of my arm right now.
Yeah, it's like I want to see the aerodynamics of your arm because I bet that shit like the air fucking flows.
I get a lot of drag with it, huh? That's why I can't win fights.
That's why you can't throw a solid punch.
Yeah,
so much drag.
It's the drag on my bones.
If the wind was going behind you, though, it's like
the next time I get in a fight, I'm using that as an excuse. I'm gonna tell the other guy that the aerodynamics were just a little off, and that if we were in a vacuum, I would have kicked his ass.
Vacuums only. 1v1 me. Vacuums only.
1v1 me at NASA. 1v1 me in the moon. You ain't got shit on me.
International Space Station. I'll see you fucking there.
I'll see you there.
Bring Sergey. You see my dog Laika? That's a NASA joke.
No, but that would be. I mean, every time I pop my knuckles and stuff, I'm afraid I'm gonna like break one of my fingers because sometimes I get a little ambitious.
No, yeah,
you know what I mean. It won't
just
pop,
not,
and you're just like, it's the last finger. I mean, I can't let it go.
I know.
What am I supposed to do? Let only 4 out of my 5 fingers be popped?
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy if you think I'm gonna leave it like that.
The most extreme I'll like kind of pop it like a bottle tab and just go.
No way. I also like doing it against surfaces.
It just feels better.
It does it more effectively, man.
Yeah.
For some reason, a table is harder than my hand.
Exactly. And I don't have to like do that. I don't have to use my own strength, basically.
Yeah, but like, what if it goes wrong and you just like shatter your whole hand? You know what I mean? Or your fingers?
Yeah, it's like you get a hairline fracture from here all the way up.
Dude, that'd be so embarrassing.
What a fucking dumb injury. Do you have any? I have a few. Like, I'm looking at, like, speaking of arms, I have one right there. I'm looking at it right now.
What is it? What is it?
I don't know if you can really see it. It looks a little more prominent whenever you're up close. But right there, you notice how it's darker around that area right
You're
there?
pretty dark.
Thanks, man. But that right there.
Bro, that's your vein, you fucking idiot.
No, right there, dumb fuck. Fucking get better glasses, George.
Yeah,
Jesus,
honestly,
fucking 4 eyes, you need 8, bitch. But like, it's darker because when I was in the 3rd grade, I was eating some mashed potatoes and gravy, and the gravy got on there, and it burned.
Call
like
it a 2nd-degree burn.
Yeah, it started like, you know, whenever you get a burn or a blister and it bubbles up right there? That's exactly
not really.
well, that's exactly what happened. It was just a giant fucking wart.
Oh, that sucks.
It did.
Did you like lie to people and tell them that it was because you were like you put it against a pot or something?
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, I'm not about to say I got injured at school eating mashed potatoes. It'd be so fucking. I would lose all clout. Whatever clout a third grader had at the time, but I was like, nah, I'm giving this to myself. I didn't want to show my parents either.
I don't even think that's that embarrassing. You know what I mean? Because you're like only 7 or 8 at the time.
Yeah,
I
was dumb. I should have opened a lawsuit.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I should have opened a lot.
Yeah, you should have taken the school for all this money, man. You got lethal gravy over here, dude. They're using this gravy in World War II.
Yeah, no shit. It's fucking mustard gas, dude. It's like the same as napalm, apparently. Cause it fucking stuck on there. And like, I tried to wipe it.
You got
off.
like boils all over your arm. You got like radiation damage too. It's the freaking Chernobyl of gravy.
Yeah, it fucking hurt. But yeah, I've had that one. I have a bunch of other stupid ones. Like,
you ever broke a bone?
No, I haven't.
Oh, join the club, buddy.
Yeah.
Never broken a bone.
Never? Like,
nope.
I feel like you've definitely had, like, some dumb shit.
I've had some close calls.
Yeah, what was the closest?
I've had sprains of the wrists and the feet and, like, ankles, I guess. But, I mean, really, I think the dumbest one was I was, like, walking, and I just didn't know how to walk, and I, like, step on my ankle.
You step on your own ankle?
Yeah, bro. I don't know what happened, but my right foot just said "fuck it" and just went dead.
You had a stroke, George.
Dude, it hurts so bad. I just take another step, and next thing I know, like my ankle has this tremendous amount of pressure on it. I'm like, dude, that's what 70 pounds feels like on one leg.
What the fuck?
At a right angle.
That's so fucking. How did you? I want to know how you did that.
Dude, I'm dying to know too. From what I remember, I was literally just walking. Yeah, I think I lied to my mom, and I was like, "Yeah, me and my friends were running, or I was playing, or something." When like, really, I just like didn't know how to step off a curb.
She's like, "You're lying to me. You don't run. You don't have friends, or you don't run." Yeah. What the fuck was that about? Dude, that's fucking.
Another time is when I think with my wrist, I feel like I don't even know. I feel like I just like did this too hard or something. Or no, I remember I was playing tag. And I went to tag someone. Hard. No, I went to tag someone, and I went like this, like I swatted at them. But the thing is, they were farther than I thought they were. I still ended up tagging them, but basically, I was swatting at them, and I missed the first time, but my arm kept going, and so I ended up just pressing my entire arm into their back. It hurts so bad. I remember like after recess, like the next class I was in, I kept like rubbing it and shit, and the teacher was like, you need to go somewhere? Because, you don't really complain.
Yeah, it's like, like you.
I'm just like, keep going, like, Jesus.
She's like,
I'm
oh,
like,
God,
how did that tag fuck me up?
He's like, this kid's a tweaker. He's just like.
He's just thinking about my next fucking tag.
And I'm just like, oh, can't wait.
Can't wait to get back in the arena. Here we go.
The fucking tag injury, dude. Oh my God.
That one is way more acceptable than just stepping wrong, though.
No, yeah, because that one has a point, you know. It's like, oh man, I accidentally did that. Whereas, like, I forgot I had an aneurysm and I just forgot how to walk.
my right leg just checked out.
Exactly, like my left side started drooping and shit. Like, just, I still can't believe you did that.
Neither can I, man. It's honestly, I didn't remember it till now. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Let's see. I had one weird injury that I had to explain to my mom was all right, I have two, because they're both fucking stupid.
Are they bone related?
One is finger related. The other one is bone related. But
Alrighty.
So
boner related?
Boner. Fuck. Thank God I've never had.
Imagine like
serious
pressing
injury
up against the wall too hard. You just like break your dick.
Yeah, you just like run straight out a straight wall.
Oh my God.
Fuck no. But so the first one I was skateboarding, and I told you how I used to skateboard.
Classic scene kid injury.
Yeah, I was skateboarding, and I would, I told you how I would grab the board with my monkey toes.
No, but like that's weird now that you're describing it to me.
Yeah, I've told you.
What?
Whenever
do normal people do this?
No, they
do
would
normal people skateboard like this?
No, they would
like
skateboard
barefoot.
No, they skate with Vans or what skate shoes. But I was weird.
What the fuck were you doing barefoot?
Because it would help. I would grab the board with my fingers.
With your fingers or your
toes? My toes and my fingers.
So your foot fingers.
My foot fingers, yes, George. Toes, otherwise known as toes. But the one I specifically remember, I was going down a kind of like a ramp, and you're not supposed to do this thing there's a thing called wheel bite, and that's whenever the wheel hits the top of the board and it just squishes together. I was a fucking idiot, and I was meant to grab right in the middle. No fucking, no danger of a wheel hitting my finger, but I grabbed it a little too high and it just squished it.
Ew.
Yeah, and it just started bleeding all over the place.
It's gross.
Yeah.
That's really dumb.
It was really fucking stupid because I had to run inside.
Well, because you should be skateboarding with freaking shoes.
But the weird part was the injury was on my hand.
Oh my God.
So it's not like you have a valid argument. Dumbass. And then the other embarrassing injury was so those big ass stairs on campus? Like
yes. You've told me about this one. I know you've talked about this.
Yes. Like on the podcast.
Dude, that's equivalent to me like forgetting how to walk.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but I have a
goddamn step.
I have a fucking reason. It was pouring outside.
No, that's still no reason, bro. You're an adult.
Fuck no, it was
Figure
pouring.
Out how to walk. Figure out how to walk.
Was dumb. I was dumb, and I fucking wasn't wearing shoes. I was wearing sandals.
Nah, that's still your fault. No way.
No, yeah, that part's my fault. But the fact that I fell down a fucking flight of stairs is not on me.
Yeah, man. Every time I think about that story, I'm like to think you're some like Bugs Bunny type character, and you're just like.
It was exactly that. It's exactly what happened.
Like head butt.
Oh, I wasn't going that way, but like I walked out, and at this time it was like fucking pouring rain. Like at the forecast said no chance of rain today. That was my first mistake.
Come on, bro. You live in Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was my first fucking mistake. I was wearing like fucking shorts and like sandals.
Short shorts?
Yeah, short shorts.
Yeah, somebody picked.
Yes. And so I was walking out, and I was like, oh shit, it's raining. And I was like, all right, whatever. It's fucking 9 a.m. because I had a morning class. And I'm walking down the stairs, and I'm talking to my friend Suff, and like mid-word, I just go, and I see my feet. Like that's how high my feet got. I saw my toes like doing this, trying to grasp for air because I have monkey toes.
You're a character in SpongeBob, bro.
Pretty much, and I just fell straight down, like straight. Luckily, the stairs are so fucking big that it has that platform in the middle.
Right.
I landed right on my back.
And then I like to think you slid down the next flight of stairs. You just like land and it keeps raining, and so it just slides you down.
It's a fucking water slide.
Yeah.
No. Everything went in slow motion. Like as soon as I see my
motion. Were you on speed? What the fuck?
The adrenaline just got to me. I just slipped. I see my feet. I just hear my friend go, "Oh shit, are you okay?" And like,
don't worry, Mauro. Help is on the way.
And I was just laying there, knocked out of breath. I wasn't knocked out, but like just like letting the water hit me.
You're lucky you weren't knocked out.
Yeah, no shit. That would have been extra embarrassing.
Yeah.
But
no, but then you could. I don't know. Maybe you couldn't have sued the school. You were wearing like flip flops or whatever.
Exactly, and plus it was raining, so it was completely my fault.
I don't know.
But
man.
like
maybe you could say the university had shitty stairs.
That's my first thought. I was like, can I sue?
Oh, dumb shitty stairs.
Yeah,
like
outside stairs supposed to have a grip or
yourself.
something. Yeah, everybody but my shitty walking skills. Like literally everybody was getting that heat. But I was wearing a ring at the time.
You should have told me I was gonna slip.
I was wearing like rings at the time, and those flew off somewhere during the fall. So yeah, so I just had these giant fucking gashes on my hands, and like I couldn't find my water bottle because it flew out too, and I just hear ding ding ding. Like
you lost everything, bro. It's like when you die in a video game.
When I die in Minecraft, everything explodes.
Yeah,
it's exactly what happened. And I was just like. And
you're waiting to get a revive, bro.
It was like, who has that quick what's it called, quick revive?
Yeah.
But I remember getting up. I was like so embarrassed, so I just like gathered what I could find and just walked straight to Dale Hall because I was like, I don't want to be in the scene of the crime. And then I got all the way to Dale Hall. That's whenever I realized I was like, oh shit, I'm bleeding. Like it took me.
And you lost your rings, right?
Yeah, and I lost my rings, but at the time I was just so ready to get out of there, and I didn't feel the blood because I thought it was just the rain. And then I got there, I was like, oh fuck. So I go back. First I cleaned my hand and like wrap it up in a bit, and like then I was like, I have to find those rings.
God, that's so frustrating.
It was
so irate.
super. You know where it was?
What? You said Nielsen, right?
Yeah, it was in Nielsen, but like you know where my ring was?
Where?
So imagine where the stairs are, and you know the bench that's like fucking 20 feet away. That's where my rings were.
Jesus, bro.
It was a fucking...
Dude, the rain carried that shit.
Oh, man, I don't know.
A raccoon took that shit.
Yeah, he was like, try to eat it, and it's like, ugh. Has blood on it. It's steel. Just throws it on. Yeah. I lost so many clout points that day.
Yo, if you could name that like a move, though, what would you name it? Like, your descent down the stairs?
Like, descent down the stairs, probably...
Because you should turn that into a wrestling move. You know what I mean? I feel like there's some sort of market for like slipping, for acting like you're gonna slip and then beating the shit out of your opponent. You know what I mean? Like some WWE shit.
Fuck, dude. What would that? First of all, what would that look like?
I think it would look like you standing on one of the posts in the corner, like of the ring,
just like oh, and then doing like a front flip and landing on the dude.
Yes. Well, the dude's already down. Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh no! Bop!
Just like give him the people's elbow, dude. Fuck. I fucking love it. That's probably one of my biggest guilty pleasures. Is that I still like it. Like
what
I know
does
it's
WWE
fake.
even stand for?
World Wrestling Entertainment.
Oh yeah, dude, we knew it was fake from the title. Entertainment.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Because whenever it was World Wrestling Federation, that's the whole. It was when it was the WWF. It was like, they were playing up the image that it's all real. It's all. Right. But then
the lid got blown.
The lid
beans got spilled. And cat got out of the bag.
There was like Vince McMahon was like, "Oh, just change the name. There we go."
Right now we're honest.
Exactly. And fuck, it was still pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean it's still successful today.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch it anymore, right. But like, fuck. But at the time that the span that I did watch it, is the craziest shit ever.
Yeah, dude, I bet.
Literally so opera for dudes, dude. Some good shit. Did you ever watch it?
No, I did not.
Never?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my god.
I was not a WWE kid. I read books instead.
Fucking nerd. Dude, this is some of the coolest shit you will ever see.
I don't know, man, because I mean, I guess if you're a kid, then it looks cool as fuck, but then you learn by age 13 that it's fake, and so you're like, it's still kind of cool.
No, as soon as I turned 13 and I figured out it was all fake, I was like, well, you can't fake jumping off a ladder, so it obviously fucking hurt. Like, he planned it, but it fucking hurt.
Two schools of thought there.
Yeah, and plus, I mean...
Well, they didn't fake the pain.
Exactly. The athleticism that shit takes.
I'm pretty sure they have to go through some sort of stage fighting thing.
No, they do.
Right?
Like,
so it can't hurt that much.
Well, yeah, they try to, like, make it hurt as less as possible so they can keep, the show going. But from what I hear,
basically like edging their opponents.
Yeah.
They're blue balling their opponents from like tapping out.
Yeah, but there has been some serious fucking injuries there.
Was WWE... No, wait, what was... I don't know. I'm trying to think of some notable injury. Did someone get their dick blown off?
No. There's a couple. There's one called The Undertaker versus Mankind in Hell in a Cell.
Yo, this sounds like a battle for the earth.
Yes, exactly.
That's awesome. That's I would watch that shit all day.
Exactly. Like, it's fake, but god damn it, it's so fucking
Undertaker versus what?
The Mankind.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was so fucking cool because there was a part in the show that they didn't really plan out all that well.
Right.
And that's whenever they were up on the cage, like fighting and grappling and stuff.
Jeez.
And the Mankind, he's a fucking crazy dude. His name's Mick Foley. He's a fucking insane. He always pushes the limits. And he was like, throw me off the cage. And he was like, no, I'm not going to throw you off the cage. He's like, throw me off the cage. And the cage is 16 feet tall.
Right.
It's a fucking big ass cage.
Drop.
It's a drop. And he's like, just fucking throw me off the cage. And he was like, fine. And he throws him off the cage.
Dude, I hate that WWE is that coordinated, though, that these two contestants, like one of them is like, yo, you know what make the show better? Fucking injure me hardcore, bro. Break my fucking spine.
That's not even the end of the fucking
dude, I bet it is.
Match.
I bet the dude jumps off the 16-foot cage and then lands on the guy that fucking...
No. You can see him. He's like visibly looking. He looks visibly shocked. He was like... Because whenever he jumps off the cage, he lands on the announcer table and he breaks through the announcer table.
Yeah, but the announcer table was probably made out of balsam.
That's it's a because they have to like quickly set up and shit. But like he goes through the table, and he's like, "Oh shit, I killed him." And then like a couple minutes go by, because he's like knocked out, and the other guy's just like taking a breather. But he gets up, climbs up the cage again. And
this dude's back for second.
He's back for second. This time he didn't throw him through over the edge. The original finale of the whole match was he was gonna just like chokeslam him on top of the cage and pin him on top of the cage and just like
and then fuck him
on top of the cage. But what ended up happening was like he was too heavy whenever he chokeslammed him and he just broke through the top of the cage and he fell right onto the wing.
Fell?
He fell. He looked at him and he was like, "Now I definitely fucking killed him." And so Undertaker climbs down, he pins him right there and right then and there because he was like, "No, fuck that. We need to get that like a fucking ambulance here now."
Wait, so you're telling me the dude that you saying the Undertaker threw Mankind off, and then he was like, "I fucked up," and then the Undertaker still pinned him to win the game anyway, and then called an ambulance? Well, it's yes or no. Did that happen?
Because it's scripted. He was always scripted to lose, but they were like, make a spectacle of it.
Wait, so the Mankind was scripted to lose?
Yeah.
All right, but was he seriously injured?
He said that as soon as, because they weren't, like I said, they planned the whole he's going over the edge thing.
Right.
But they weren't planning for him to go through the top of the cage. Whenever he did that, he said he wasn't like he didn't brace himself, so his bottom teeth went through the bottom of his lip.
Oh no.
And he was just laying there. And luckily he had a mask on, so you can't really see that, but like, it was brutal. He was like, "Oh, I can't
believe that the Undertaker still like went down there to pin him and win, knowing that he was seriously injured."
Well, that's
probably my favorite part of the whole thing.
Yeah,
if we're being honest.
That's the thing. That was probably the best thing he could have done because if he had kept the fight going.
Well, I mean, I guess you're right, but it's still just like, oh man, this dude's hurt. I gotta win though.
He's like, well, yeah, you gotta get that paycheck first.
Yeah,
but yeah, crazy shit like that.
I bet the dude got paid more to lose. Honestly.
No, absolutely. Taking a dive like that, especially for like all the compensation that he deserved after that shit.
No shit. Yeah, but compensation aside, I'm willing to bet you get paid a little more to lose and have that humiliation on your official record. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that'd be a strategic decision.
No, yeah.
Pay the loser more, and the winner just gets more recognition. That's a fair trade-off.
That's actually what they do.
No way.
Yeah, it's called jobbing. Yeah,
it's a great business model. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, it's called jobbing.
They figured this out.
Yeah, like I said, it's my guilty pleasure, so I'm like really in depth in it. I know all the fucking turns and shit.
But you even auditioned 4 times. I did. Naked in oil.
They didn't take me.
For some reason.
I think it was the mask.
I think it was the mask.
Yeah.
You had a mask like Jeff Epstein.
No, it was gonna be it's a gimp mask. It's like I had to zip it. I'm like, let's rumble. Then one time I came in a ball gag. They didn't like that.
3 years in a row. Gimp mask, ball gag. What was your third one? Dick and mouth?
The third one was an actual attempt. It was the Lucha Libre mask, though, and it was already copyrighted, so I couldn't use it.
You got a copyright strike.
I did. Like, you're never going to
Universal sued you. After that audition, they were waiting outside the door.
Yeah, they were like, man, he's good in the ring, but...
Not the mask, today, motherfucker.
The mask, man.
But the mask, man. You ever watch The Mask? That like '96 movie with Jim Carrey?
Yeah,
I did. I mean, I watched it once when I was like a little kid, but I didn't remember it. I remember I watched it and then I forgot about it, right? Because I was so young.
Right.
And so every time I remembered the movie after that, I just thought it was a horror movie.
Yeah, because of the fucking the villain. The villain at the end?
I don't even know the villain at the end. I'm just thinking about the green mask. He looks creepy as fuck.
It's just Jim Carrey in green face paint.
I mean, the face is bigger, you know what I mean? He has a way bigger jawline.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's pretty thick because they had to, like, put the whole prosthetic on him back in the 90s.
They gave him veneers, these ridiculous veneers, too. So he just looks like Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah. It was scary to me, that's for sure. As an 8-year-old, I was like, this Jim Carrey dude in a green face is not for me. I'd rather watch the Hulk.
The Hulk, yeah. Someone cool
right?
like
Somehow
that.
that's less scary.
Yeah, I remember the first movie of the Hulk. That wasn't good.
The 04 one, right?
Yeah, the 04 one with Ang Lee as a director. I don't know why I know that.
I was about to say, like, Jesus, are you, like, is the first Hulk your guilty pleasure too? Jesus Christ. Who's the writer? Fuck.
Yeah. Did you know that they came out with this Mask 2, Son of Mask? But it came out like 16 years later.
It was like direct to video, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a horrible fucking movie.
What's the point? Like, cash grab, obviously. But, like, how can you imagine that's going to be successful?
Probably not. They're probably banking on nostalgia, you know? They're like, oh, everybody remembers The Mask. Let's rebrand, or let's come up with a continuation of it. And
everyone in their right mind would be like, 16 years later? Nuh-uh, honey.
No, yeah. They would have been like, fuck, you missed your opportunity.
Yeah.
Because why?
And the opportunity was never. Just leave it as it is.
Yeah, it was a great standalone movie.
I never saw it, so I don't know. But I mean, it had Jim Carrey in it. So.
Yeah, it did well, apparently. But like the source material, like the original Mask comic.
Was it like a book or whatever?
It was a comic book before anything, but it was the big head killer, and it was super fucking violent. Like,
jeez, yeah, I bet.
Definitely not for kids. Like, it was brutal. Like, the shit was crazy.
Did The Mask have that song that's in Rush Hour where it's like war? Like, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Fuck, I don't know.
I don't know why that's the only thing that came to my head when I think of The Mask, but all I can think of is that song. See, and I wish I could tell you the artist of that song too, but I can't.
No, see what a good scene that everybody seems to remember is like whenever he's doing the chi chicka boom chi chicka boom chi chicka, because he's like dancing with the cops because he's trying to get away from the cops.
Is it like in the street?
Yeah. And he has like that.
I only vaguely remember this.
It's a vague.
It's crazy how I don't even remember this movie, but I still know what scene you're talking about.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's just one of those iconic scenes, man. It's like what are the TV shows? It's kind of like those TV shows that you kind of forget about. Yeah. But then, like, you see something that vaguely remembers just, like, you about
one
them.
still, and you're like, oh, it takes me back.
Yeah, and it just
takes you back.
Yeah, like a wave of nostalgia just fucking hits you, and like, holy shit, I remember everything about this show.
Right. There was this show on, like, Nickelodeon way back when. It had to do with this, like, dog sitter, and the dog could talk, and, like, he was sentient, and, like, he just knew how to do everything. It was on, like, Nickelodeon's other service, where it was, like, almost Nickelodeon Plus. It might have been Nicktoons, yeah. But it might have been something else. But
dog is sentient. It could do everything.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name, but that was a really good show, and that's something I forgot about till just now when you said like nostalgia TV shows.
Yeah, you know, one TV show from Nicktoons that I thought I could block out forever was a TV show called Mr. Meaty.
Mr. Meaty.
Mr. Meaty.
And what was that? Wait, was that like the puppet show?
Yeah.
Oh my god, my sister and I were deathly afraid of that show.
It was fucking insane. I was like, why is this for kids? This shit
I have no idea. The puppets
scary.
had no eyes. What makes you think that's friendly?
Well, they had eyes. They were just like they looked stoned and they were really puffy and just like.
Yeah, and but the hair also covered most of their eyes, so you really got to see like black lines.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, it
but
covered
like, I
one of
remember
the
being
puppets.
afraid.
Yeah, it covered one of the puppets and it was like, just like.
Oh, yeah. I remember whenever my sister and I would be watching like cartoons and then that would come on like for Nick at Night or whatever. She would I would run out of the room and she would have to change the channel.
Yeah, this is a scary ass fucking TV show.
I don't know what it was, bro. And then one time there was this episode where there was some worm or creature that they were dealing with in the freezer. And I remember that was the first one that we'd tried to give it a shot. We're like, okay, maybe it's not as scary as we think it is.
One.
And then that shit happens. We're like, what the fuck is this?
You chose the worst one to fucking.
Yes,
because I think they were trying to parody Little Shop of Horrors. But it was fucking it was beyond parody.
It seemed like the entire show was a freaking parody of Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Honestly, yeah. Well, it looked like it was kind of like a predecessor to the regular show because there's two slackers working in a single place.
I guess, but they did
regular
it so
show was
awful.
good. No, regular show did it 10 times better. But fuck, dude. Another one that just kind of came to me whenever you mentioned puppets and horrifying puppets, because there was a puppet on a TV show called Between the Lions.
Yeah.
It was on
That was a
PBS.
puppet-based show, too. What was up with puppet-based shows?
I don't know, but like,
Because we all knew they weren't real.
yeah, the puppets that didn't scare me were the lion ones because they looked friendly. They talked.
Yeah, they just look like lions.
Yeah, they just looked like lions, but the mom was motherly, the dad was warm and funny, and the kids were fucking annoying because they're kids. But there was one called Mr. Smarty Pants.
Was he a lion?
He wasn't a lion. He was like this fucking humanoid type puppet, but he had like a blue hair swoosh, one tiny eye, but one giant crazy one that would Google.
Jeez,
and
bro.
like his mouth would move all the way down, basically, kind of like a nutcracker.
Yeah.
And like he had one puppet hand and one like human hand.
Dude, what animal was he supposed to be?
He was supposed to be a human, but he was fucking. I was deathly afraid of that.
He was a cyborg.
Basically, I don't like that puppet to this day. Like someone showed me a still image, I fucking was like, no, do not show me that shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up that guy,
Mr. Smarty Pants.
I wonder if he's on Tinder.
He had the fucking big ass pants, so maybe.
Oh yeah.
He's packing something.
Yeah, he got a wagon.
Probably, yeah.
He secured a deal with Tinder and Bumble after his
He's
career
the CEO
ended.
of them both now. Yeah, but
Just trying to get himself laid. Yeah, dude, you're over here shitting on Mr. Smarty Pants, but Mr. Smarty Pants is probably the best thing that could happen to you in your life.
Yeah, he made me scared of puppets. Puppets are fucking crazy, dude. I don't like puppets to this day because of that fucker.
You don't like the Muppets?
Okay, that's different.
They're called Muppets, bro. They're not puppets.
They're Muppets, no puppets, you dumb fuck. And plus, they never outwardly said that he was a puppet, so that kind of adds to the illusion of what the fuck is this humanoid thing.
Well, I mean, like, what did they say he was? They weren't going to say he was a puppet.
They just said,
obviously.
he's Mr. Smarty Pants. That's how he talked, too. I'm Mr. Smarty Pants. And then, like, he would just do his little dance and, like, fucking freak you out. He had a segment. I remember one time they did a super close-up of him. I fucking ran out the room crying. I was like, this is too much for me. Like, my fucking senses were overwhelmed. I was like, nope.
Yo, that reminds me. I used to get scared of weird shit as a kid.
Really?
Like, and I mean, like, stuff that I don't think would scare other people. So I remember one time in particular, my sister and I were staying up with my dad or whatever, and we were watching some movie, and he was, like, flipping through the channels or whatever, trying to see what's on, and he goes to, like, some channel, and, like, it's the end credits playing. It's literally just the end credits. We didn't see any of this movie. But, like, it's the credits rolling over this, like, scene of, like, this guy just, like, biking away on a road. It just keeps getting farther and farther. Right. It's literally it. But both my sister and I were like, yo, that's kind of creepy. Can you change it? Dad, come on, please. We're getting scared. Dad, come on.
Was it the music, or what was it?
I don't even remember the music. It might have been the music a little bit, but also just the ominous nature of, like, this guy just biking away. I don't know what it was, but now that you mentioned it, it probably was a little bit the music.
Yeah, it has to be, because I mean, if I just because it could be a very pleasant scene, like if it had the right music to it.
Yeah,
like a soft violin.
It just seemed like this movie was the outro to some sort of, like,
horror story,
mystery movie, or some sort of creepy movie.
Ooh.
You know, I don't know. It probably wasn't. I'm gonna be honest.
No, yeah.
But it was enough to freak, like, 10-year-old me out or whatever. Dude. My dad was like, "Oh shit!" He started fumbling
pussies.
Yeah,
like,
I know, right?
You guys
let me turn on CNN or some shit.
Turns on CNN, like, we're bombing Baghdad again. Like, oh shit! He flips it to Cartoon Network. Courage the Cowardly Dog is playing. He's like, oh shit! Because that one fucking scared me as a kid. They had that.
Pretty scary.
The Curse of King Ramses. That's the one where he's like, return the slab.
King Ramses? Jesus.
I do not watch that episode to this day. I love that show, but as soon as that episode comes on, I immediately fast forward. I was like, that fucking scarred me for life. But one thing I used to be scared. You want to know something stupid I used to be scared of as a kid?
What?
I used to be scared of the weatherman.
I thought you were gonna say some stupid shit.
It's dumber, isn't it?
Like snakes or some other tame shit. I don't know.
No, fuck the weatherman, dude. I was afraid of that motherfucker.
Which one specifically? Was there one that, like, sold you?
All of them. All of them. I was terrified of all of them.
What was wrong with you?
The fact that in my fucking child mind, I thought he controlled the weather.
No
So,
way.
like, I would see him constantly on TV whenever during tornado season and stuff. And I would think, like, why is he doing this? Why is he broadcasting when he's doing Why is he causing this? I used to think it was his fucking fault.
Imagine, guys, your sweet little town is now mine.
Gone. It's like, oh, is this you, Mauro? Is that your little area? Fucking gone.
Over here, we can see it's a F5 Nader. and boom, all your homes are gone.
Hope you like canned food, Billy. It's all you're gonna be eating.
The only way you can make this stop is one payment of $150 million.
Directed to my offshore account. You guys want that? Cool. Too bad. Like the one year they didn't pay was May 13th.
Pay up, motherfuckers.
Yeah. It's like, I gave you guys plenty of chances. I warned you guys.
Yo, that'd be a great movie idea, though. Where the weatherman secretly controls the weather. And so, like, he's, like, the highest paid meteorologist in the nation because he controls the weather. So, he knows what's going to happen.
That's the plot to the next Thor movie.
Oh, my God. Oh, man.
I used to be deathly afraid of that shit. I also had an irrational fear of fucking aliens invading too.
Yeah, weatherman's an alien, right? They're on the same page.
If he can control the weather, then probably. I don't know what the fuck it.
Yeah, weathermans are pretty eccentric though, so I wouldn't be beyond them being aliens. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah, like
weathermen are probably all aliens. Now that you think about it, maybe they do control the weather.
I haven't seen Jeff George age, and so the time I was a kid to the time I now, he looks exactly the same. So probably.
Right, they're slowly like trying to learn all the weather systems so that way they can control it and then take over the whole world by weather. You know what I mean? Just cause ruin on all of us.
Jesus Christ.
That'd be because I think if an alien invasion did happen, they would try to do it the most subtle way to where we wouldn't even know they're there until it's way too late.
Yeah, that's what global warming is. They're just like, we're going to sit here for millions of
years. Raising the thermostat on their home planet. They just keep raising it with like 0.1.
Yeah. They actually have just like a little hot plate underneath all the glaciers. They have a hot plate underneath the glaciers. They just turn it up every so often.
And also, they're burning charcoal, which is like why the carbon monoxide levels.
Yeah, everybody, like all the reptilians, the reptilian overlords fucking meme. Yeah, that's why they're so adamant about the coal. Like, yes. It's like coal is the worst fucking thing in the world. Like, it's not efficient at all. You could probably burn wood and it'll produce more energy than fucking coal. But like, they're just like, we just need them to fuck themselves a little bit.
Yeah. That's kind of scary when you think about it, because like, what if in 80 years, you know, and there's like some sort of alien invasion where it's like revealed that they were the ones turning up the temperature, and they were like, the aliens were actually disguised as the multi-millionaire, billionaire tycoons who were perpetuating the climate change.
It makes so much fucking sense.
Where like every human was on board, like, yeah, we gotta save the planet. It's only the aliens who are like, more coal, more coal, more coal.
They're like, no, turn the planet to garbage. You guys are okay. Yeah. It makes you guys easier to control.
That's why like people like Jeff Bezos look like they don't age. You know what I mean?
That's why
they look like aliens.
Yeah, and that's why Mark Zuckerberg has those big bug eyes and like, he's just a cyborg. Like whenever he drinks water, it just goes down a special tube and like out of his pant leg.
I would rather the alien invasion be like that than an actual like them
alien
invasion. And
going
to war with us.
Yeah, that's way too obvious. Like, you don't want to go to war. That's a very
if you have enough technology to reach us, you're way smarter than to just be like, fuck it. You know what I mean? Lose some of your own. Because come on, you're telling me you can't, like, you can travel to our planet, but you can't shove an asteroid into the planet? Because that'd be the easiest way to do it.
Honestly, yeah. But I mean, they're probably like, we want to fuck up the world, but we want to fuck it up too bad.
Maybe it's like their sort of Call of Duty. Maybe that's why they would like run in like to the world and just be like guns a-blazing, because they know they can win. It's like team deathmatch for them.
Yeah, it's like you
on easy difficulty.
It's like you prestige 6 times. They prestige 6 times. We're only on like our first prestige, and they're gunning us down.
They're spawn killing us.
we're their boosting lobby.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like with movies like War of the Worlds, I don't think an alien invasion is going to be like that.
I think if an alien invasion did happen,
it would make more sense the way you said it, like subtly.
I was hoping. Okay, so here's another idea I have. So let's say an alien invasion does take place where aliens just show up and say we're at war. I feel like if that happened, there would be other aliens, right? Because if you have just one alien species coming to us, there has to be many more.
That's literally the plot to Halo.
Right? So these aliens show up to our planet. And then for some reason, like, other aliens are able to see this certain alien's, like, you know, movement. And they're like, oh, they're going to Earth. Like, what are they doing? Like, we made an agreement to not fuck with the planets that can't reach us.
Oh, so
maybe more aliens come to fight those aliens who are breaking international law by fighting Earth. So then we have 2 aliens, and we don't know who
intergalactic.
Intergalactic. Fuck.
I just derailed the argument. My bad.
Yeah. Then we have 2 species of aliens and also humankind, and then we don't know which one's which. We don't know who to trust, and then all of a sudden we piss off the good guy aliens. And then the good guy and bad guy aliens team up and just become aliens again.
That's such a human thing to do, though. It's like, oh, they look different from us. Let's just kill everybody. I'm like, oh, shit, they're on our side.
Other people with 2 eyes, 2 hands, and 2 legs, we still shoot at them. You know what I mean?
It's like, we can't trust ourselves. Yeah. We have one person's just a little bit darker, and all of a sudden it's a fucking danger.
Yeah.
But it's like, the way you explained that was like, what if the North Korea of aliens attacked us and the UN of aliens protected us?
Exactly. But then we just fuck it up anyway, and it's World War III.
It's fucking intergalactic War 1. Star Wars 1.
Star Wars 1.
Hey kids, you guys like Star Wars? Good, because you're about to go fucking fight these aliens, but hope you like it. You kids ever play Halo?
You ever seen those shows where it's like, this was the good planet until, the invasion happened, and then they send like one family out of the planet, and then, the whole show is around them. I feel like that would happen on Earth. They would send like 3 families like out in some sort of huge ass spaceship to like go to Mars and the moon and other shit to colonize it during like the alien war.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking terrible. Because damn well who'd be rich enough just to afford that.
Yeah, be like
Jeff Bezos,
all
Elon
of Jeff
Musk.
Bezos' principles living on in humankind.
Fuck
dude,
yeah.
Why would we want to raise a bunch of bald 10-year-olds?
Exactly, he has weak genes. He doesn't have any hair anymore.
Yeah, come on. Well, I think he shaves it, right?
Does he?
As a power move.
Oh my god, if he shaves it, that's.
I like to think it grows just like spotchy. Like actually, he grows horns for hair, and that's why he shaves it. They just grow in 2 spots on his skull.
It's just like, oh shit. He whittles it down. Yeah,
he whittles it. He has to get like a putty knife.
He's like, fuck. What's his name? Zach.
Bill Gates. Oh, wait, no. Mark Zuckerberg?
Mark Zuckerberg. He fucking forget his name.
Zach Zuckerberg.
Zach Zuckerberg.
Zach
Attack. Good old Zach Attack. But with Mark Zuckerberg, I feel like he does the same, but like instead of going like whittling him down, he just makes his head bigger. Oh my god! So like eventually, in like 100 years or so, he's gonna have this massive fucking head. Just
I like to think he has like a bald cap and then like a wig.
He tucks his horns in.
So he has his like splotchy hair that he doesn't want to get rid of, so he wears a bald cap, and then he's like, okay, and then he puts on the wig. So it's like 3 layers on his head, which is why he has like a 5 head.
Why his head's so fucking big? Yeah.
I bet he also wears colored contacts.
Yeah, because I bet he has like green reptilian eyes or some shit.
They're like cat eyes where they're like slit.
Like you take a picture of him in the dark and his eyes like light up.
Every time he says hi, his tongue accidentally like goes like 10 feet.
He's like, oh shit.
Hi.
He fucking sheds every month. It's just a pile of skin left over every month.
God.
That's so gross.
What if Zuckerberg was an alien though? Like what would he be doing in the alien business? Just data mining?
Yeah, probably gathering data on humans,
Same thing with I guess it would make sense if all the billionaires were like that, just data mining on humans. So that way, the other aliens could use our weaknesses to their advantage.
Yeah.
For instance, we don't care about each other.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Like all the people that are defending Jeff Bezos, that are like, it's like, he earned
They're probably aliens too.
Yeah, there's either that or they're just like sympathizers, like, oh, make sure you don't eat me whenever
you make sure you don't eat me.
It's like, hey, right, I was there with you. Like, first of all, he's not going to give you any money for defending him, so what the fuck is the point?
Maybe Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg aren't aliens at all. Maybe they're computers built by the aliens in order to store all that information.
That would explain the more mechanical movements Mark Zuckerberg has, because he doesn't have any organic movements. He's like, zzz, zzz.
You can fucking hear it.
Yeah, they have to go edit it out and post every time he does an interview.
Yeah, every media person is like signed like every media person signed an NDA and they didn't read it all the way through. So part of it is like you cannot reveal Mark Zuckerberg is an alien, and they just read that and they're like, "Oh shit, what did I just sign?" Could you? There's like thousands of people in the world who know Zuckerberg is an alien, but they're like not only legally barred from doing so, but like they would die.
Yeah,
if they said so.
If they said some shit.
Any person, actually, all those theories about Zuckerberg being a robot or an alien or a reptile were from dissenters who were killed subsequently. That's the reason we have those theories in the first place, because we had brave souls speak out.
Yeah, no, and the fact that they're like, everybody's taking it as a meme.
Yes.
It's like,
the aliens are just like, I don't know how this could have worked better for us.
Like the meme pages are propaganda pages
by the aliens.
By the aliens, like, oh, look at this crazy guy.
Wow, totally an alien, huh?
It's like, shit. Fucking figure that out.
Totally one of us, I bet. If I had to guess.
It's like, thank you. I need to recharge. It's like just moving like that. Whenever he was in court.
Yeah, or testifying before Congress.
Yeah, because he kept fucking with people. No, he doesn't know when to quit.
I like to think during the Congress testimony, he like accidentally froze up for like 2 hours. He just like stayed in the same position like this. He's just like answering questions like with a crooked neck and like hands on the table.
Like if they ask him a question, he does the Microsoft like stopping the blue screen of death sound like. They're like, what the?
You think he runs on Windows or OS?
Linux.
Jeff Bezos is totally a Windows guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
He's
Bill
not
Gates too.
Yeah.
I guess Tim Cook would be an OS guy. Though I will say, I don't think Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, I don't think he's a robot or an alien.
No,
I think he's human.
No, yeah. I feel like he's the alien's bitch, but
no, for sure. I think that once he became CEO of Apple, the aliens had to clue him in.
Yeah, they're like,
and it was part of Tim Cook's NDA as well, so he can't argue against it. He's like, "Well, I really want the job."
It's like, fuck. Well, they said you'll have to make tough decisions in business, so this is just one of them.
Which would explain why Tim Cook is such an awesome personality. He's just trying so hard to make up for the fact that he's working with the aliens.
He's trying to make our last couple of years memorable.
Which billionaire do you think runs on Apple software?
Ooh, Elon Musk.
Oh, that's totally.
He's a total memer.
Because he appeals to almost everyone.
Yeah,
and
he's user friendly.
So does Apple. Yeah, user friendly.
He's user friendly. It's like, I had an Android,
especially with his glow up, right? His glow up. He was totally like iOS 1.
He was
to iOS 10 in like a year.
Yeah, it was crazy. His glow up was insane. Like his hairline regrew out of respect for him. Yeah, he was like, all right, you got some clout. I'll come back.
How do you manage that?
The aliens,
dude.
Aliens, dude.
Oh, that being said, I think Elon Musk, if I'm going with the theory that all billionaires are actually just computers, I'm willing to say Elon Musk is an actual alien.
Is an actual alien?
Yeah, look at what he named his kid.
Yeah,
or he tried to name his kid. They named him Glenn because California said no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Because I remember there was an interview after he had it, and he was like, oh, A is for the aircraft, whatever the fuck his dumb reasoning was. But he said, well, but right now we just pronounce it X.
Like X gonna give it to you.
Yeah. It's like X? Oh, really? All that shit just to say X.
He's gonna call him EMX for like Elon Musk X.
Elon Musk
EMX.
But fucking, so they went with Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn.
How do you go from a badass name to fucking Glenn?
I mean, I think Glenn's a unique name. I don't know a single person named Glenn. I think I would respect a guy named Glenn.
Glenn? Yeah, it's like a common name, but you never
not
meet...
as a kid.
No.
In high school
Glenn.
Or college, no way. You'd have to be like my colleague.
Yeah, my colleague for me to call you Glenn.
Yeah.
Because if you had a middle name, I'll probably call you a middle name, not fucking Glenn.
Yeah, like Glenn Edward. I'm calling you Ed.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Come on. You're going to call you Glenn?
I call you Eduardo.
Glenn Trinity would have to be your middle name before I call you Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn. And then even then I'll call you Tren.
Tren.
Tren's a badass name. But fucking Glenn. It's like one of those names that you think, like somebody named Glenn because it's such a common name.
Right.
But then you
don't. I know a Glenn.
I can't think of anybody I know that
I don't know anyone who's like any part of their name is Glenn. One end or two ends.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think I know anybody in person.
Have you heard of that movie Glenn Gary Glenn Ross?
No.
It's like this 93 movie that was based on a play. It has like Kevin Spacey, Al Pacino, Alec Baldwin.
So basically, the A-listers at the time.
Something Lemon. He was famous in his day.
Lemon?
Yeah, Jack Lemmon, I think.
Oh, Jack Lemmon.
And yeah, it had a bunch of like A-listers in it, and it's really good. I've been meaning to watch it, but that's just reminded me of that. I'm like Glenn Ross. It sounds like a comedy film, but it's a drama.
No, the minute you said Kevin Spacey and Al Pacino, I was like, oh, that's gonna be serious. They mean business. With a name like John Lemon, like that's kind of funny.
Yeah,
but
Jack Lemmon.
Jack Lemmon, my bad. You can Jack Lemons. Cool. How do you think they get lemonade?
I'll Jack Lemons with you.
Just don't get lemonades.
Lemonades. You.
But for real, the name just doesn't fit the fucking cast. That's kind of weird.
No, it doesn't. Glenn Ross is such a dumb name, and it's based on like the 2 pieces of real estate that are like in the movie or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And they're like getting bloody over it, getting drama.
Right. The plot is that it's these like real estate developers, and corporate tells them that only the top 2 salesmen are gonna remain in the office, and the rest are gonna be fired.
Oh shit! So they just go off on each other.
Yeah.
Damn.
In the movie, it's different in that Alec Baldwin is like the guy from. Alec Baldwin pretty much represents corporate in the movie, whereas in the play it was just like a letter from corporate. I read the Wikipedia page today, which is how I know so much about it. I've never seen the movie.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But with the actors in it, I'm willing to say it's good.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, not Kevin Spacey. Fuck Kevin Spacey. Fuck Spacey. I mean?
God, I wish I watched that movie 4 years ago.
Right before all that. Well, he was always a monster, obviously, but like
before I knew,
before it was common knowledge that he's a fucking monster. Fuck that guy.
Oh, it also has Ed Harris in it. I don't know what else he was in. I just know he was in Westworld, which is how I know him.
That name sounds super familiar. That's a fucking celebrity name that I feel like if I saw a picture, I would know who he is.
Imagine being so famous you can just go by Ed. That's awesome.
Like Ed Helms. Ed Helms,
and he's so attractive too. In my opinion, I think he's a very handsome man.
Really?
I think it's the hair, because he has a comb over.
Well, he has those blue eyes, right?
I think so.
So yeah, I think that's what it is. If you had just colored eyes, you're automatically attracted to me.
Yeah, and he's just so tall. I think it's also the height.
Yeah, he's a fucking giant. He's like 6'5" or some shit.
And it's like, man, you could like be 5 out of 10, but if you're over 6'5", if you're at 6'5" or above, you jump to a 7.
Yeah, that's what's holding me back. I feel like if I had just had those extra 2 inches, man.
Yo, get lifts in your knees.
Yeah, fucking maybe. Yeah. Just wear platforms all the time.
Did you ever see that movie Gattaca with Ethan Hawke?
Yeah, that's what he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he got titanium lifts in his knee.
That was so fucking. That movie made me so. I had to watch it in biology in high school.
Right.
But
that one had Uma Thurman as well as Jude Law.
Mm-hmm. It had a lot of fucking people in it. But damn, Ethan Hawke was looking jacked in that movie.
Yo, that was the movie that made me be like, Ethan Hawke?
I was like, what the fuck? Where you been?
Nice. There was another movie. There were 2 more movies I watched with him in it because of that. And I was like...
Magnificent Seven?
No, not Magnificent Seven.
It was a Western. He was in it.
I don't like Western movies.
You don't?
No. It's hard for me to like just like get into it because they always feel so corny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're called spaghetti westerns.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I guess those are the more... Western ones.
Yeah.
Like, but even like Clint Eastwood movies, like God, I'm trying to think of the name now.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
No, not The Good and the Bad and the Ugly. It was
the Pale Rider, Ghost Rider, or something.
It might have been that, but
on a pale horse. Something.
The plot was that Eastwood played the lead character of a farmer who used to be a hitman, and he's taken on one last job after he turned to farming for years. I forget who else is in it. I think maybe Al Pacino's in it. Yeah. As well. But dude, I'm drawing a blank on the name right now.
Same.
But like westerns like that, because they called it a revisionist or whatever.
Yeah.
I just can't get into it. It's so hard for me. I don't know what it is about black coffee and beans that doesn't sell me.
I mean, I feel like I'm going to introduce you to the world of Red Dead Redemption. If you play just a couple hours of it, you'll fucking fall in love with westerns, because that's what happened to me.
I feel like playing a game about western is different than watching a movie about western. And, you know what I mean?
Well,
if you want a lot more corny when you have to watch it and you don't get to be in it. I guess, for lack of better words.
If you want to watch a good western, I feel like Django Unchained is a really good one, mostly because
Django Unchained I have heard is a really good.
It's
one.
Really
I didn't
good.
realize that it was western based though. I thought it was way more playing up on the social commentary, I guess.
Yeah, and it kind of was at the time.
I just didn't think it was considered a western. I thought it was more of a wartime movie.
It's a western because they're in the old west. Django gets freed by
The Django.
The Django. Django gets unchained by his bounty hunter mentor, and he just teaches him how to like basically shoot, how to do all the
like how you did the whole
how you did because he does that so much in the movie. But yeah, it's probably one of the most satisfying movies just for the fact that like how in some movies they get that whole bullshit like spiel, but like revenge was never the answer, and like the hero always ends up dying.
Oh no,
or some
yeah,
shit like that.
I never saw the movie, but I knew everyone died.
Yeah, and basically everyone died. But like at the end of the movie, he gets his revenge for them killing his mentor, and he finds his wife, because that's the whole point why he wanted to be a bounty hunter, because he was like, I want to find my wife. But like he finds his wife, they end up happily ever after. He kills everybody that wronged him, and that's why I was like, damn, that's a satisfying movie. No bullshit.
Yeah, justice served.
Yeah,
justice served.
Exactly.
Those are the best kinds of movies. I hate when I watch a PG-13 movie and the main character is like this close to like killing the bad guy.
Like, no.
And they're like, they have the gun pointed at him and everything. And they're like, I can't do it. And I'm just like, oh, what did I watch this movie for?
I know. It was like,
I didn't want him to go to jail.
Exactly.
That much is obvious.
I would have popped I'm like, fuck you. Pop.
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Like, as good as Avatar The Last Airbender is, the last scene whenever Aang fucking spared him and threw him in jail, that was such a blue ball.
Which, when you think about it, that is a way deeper punishment than killing him. Because I'm sure the bad guy is expecting to be killed. And so having to rot in jail is a pretty harsh punishment.
I would let them rot in jail and then kill him.
Oh my god.
I'm just that petty, though.
Right. When they're like on their deathbed, you just be like, not today.
I was like, no, you don't get to die of natural causes.
Do you think Aang could like make people have heart attacks by causing air bubbles in their heart?
I don't see why not, because I mean, Katara could learn bloodbending, so.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she learned bloodbending.
What does that mean? Does that mean she could heal people?
No, it means like she can control people.
Blow 'em up.
Like she can control people's blood.
Oh, like basically mind control almost.
Yeah, well, like she would manipulate the blood flow and like to make him like seize up and like basically subdue them. Her. Yeah, if she really wanted to go that route.
Yeah, or she could do the same thing and just make it go straight to their heart and have a heart attack or whatever. Yeah.
That's a fucking Mortal Kombat move, dude.
It is. Like Scarlet.
Yeah, if we had written Avatar The Last Airbender, it would have been way more bloody, but way less chapters.
Yeah. We only had like 3-4 chapters, bro.
I know, but like, exactly. It's just like, they meet Aang. Katara learns how to bloodbend.
Aang, the first thing Aang does is like, kill the brother Sokka, like with a heart attack, Sokka, because he doesn't know what's going on. He's like, ah! And he just like makes him have a heart attack.
Like blows so hard he just like fucking face falls off.
That's realistic, you know what I mean? He'd be like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, or before that, whenever they first find him, like Sokka's like, holy shit, a fucking glowing man. Just fucking beats him to death.
Like, what would you do if you found some guy chilling in ice? You know what I mean? What would you do if you found Captain America? You would for sure hit his head a little bit. Make sure.
Shit myself.
Right? Yeah, if I saw a guy that ripped in ice, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Game over. I'm like, yeah, you're coming home with me, buddy.
Where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Mauro Romero02.
You guys can find me at _George Richard, and be sure to follow the show at Tame Mayhem, where you can watch us go live every week.
Yeah. Send us your questions, comments, or topics to either me, George, or you can send them straight to the Tame Mayhem account.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys for listening. Love you guys. Bye. Fucking first time. We're getting better at that.